already know. Turn the speakers up, man, it's time to start the show. Sean Tanner, Ryan Righteous, DJ Jeremiah. We bringing the heat, man, this joint be fire like, bruh. We in the field, we in the field, bruh. We in the field, we in the field. Just put it in work, we raising the bar. You tuned in to the Trackstarz.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz. Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Was good.
We're hot today, man. I hear that mic loud and clear. Shout out to Elevation Boston. That conference is going down May 26th through the 27th. You want to make sure you're in the building. Preston Perry, AI The Anomaly, Miles Minnick, so many more. Scooty Wap, 1K Few, Not Clyde. So make sure you're in the building. If you haven't already gotten tickets, go ahead and check out the website, elevationboston.com. Get tickets today, all right?
Man, we got Mike Teezy in the building.
Yes, sir.
We got Mission in the building. Got one Keon in the building.
Whoop.
Man, how y'all doing?
Man, doing great, bro.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
Good, man. Finally got
so-
some decent weather in Atlanta to balance us out.
It ain't too hot, you know. It ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, telling you, man.
So we got a lot to talk about.
Ain't y'all from Cali? How y'all not like the weather is warm there?
It's heck hot. I'm the only one that got on
He
shorts.
from Cali.
Oh, okay.
I'm from North Carolina.
Okay.
He from North Carolina. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
y'all know.
Yeah, so obviously we got a lot to talk about.
For sure.
You've been killing it out here, man.
Praise God.
How'd you do that?
Consistency.
Yeah, because we've been
Facts.
seeing you, man. Like you
Facts.
constantly posting stuff, constantly, just pressing.
Facts. Yeah, I heard like a interview. I don't know if it was Will Smith or somebody, but he said "out of sight, out of mind."
Yeah.
And that quote kind of just stuck with me throughout the years. So in like 2020, I think I just made the decision to kind of just be more consistent. So I had dropped Harvest. That was the climax of like the season series that I did. And but after that album, I just did singles and just kept doing singles. But at that time, I think I was doing like one a month. And so last year I started doing once every 2 weeks. And then towards the end of the year, I did every week. I was like, man, this is crazy. And so I just seen like the tremendous growth that I had, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, you know what? I can keep doing this, you know what I'm saying? It's working. But, all through last year, I kept hearing in my spirit album. And I was like, I don't want to do an album because it's, it's uncomfortable because I'm used to, doing these singles. Like the singles I can kick out quick. You know what I'm saying? The listeners are still coming in. The more I drop, the more I'm gaining and stuff like that. So that's good. My reach is getting broader, So I was just trying to stick with that, but I had to be obedient. So I, went ahead and did the album.
That's awesome, man.
So,
So it seems like, from what I'm seeing, is that these social media platforms reward you for being consistent, stacking wins on top of each other.
Facts.
Is that what you see?
Facts, for sure.
That's
for
awesome.
Sure.
That's awesome.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. So in the preparation for this project, how did you feel you were gonna approach it? Did you already know? Was it something that you had to like?
Yeah. So when me and Godframe, shout out to Godframe, we were just like creating songs and like we were just throwing stuff back and forth and I just kept hearing it. It just had this richness, like I explained it last night. I was like, it's just some like this feeling, you know what I'm saying, that I feel, from this particular these songs. It doesn't sound like just a regular single. It doesn't sound like an EP. It doesn't sound like anything that I've done in the past. It sounds like another level. You know what I'm saying? As me as an artist. Yeah. So it definitely like I felt the growth in it. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of the songs, and I kept praying about it because I was like, God, I just want to do like just a little EP or just come on singles. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and be obedient because I don't want to be disobedient and then everything just crumble. You know what I'm saying? So started working on the album and we just kept building songs, kept building the idea of an album. And then literally like the title just, dropped in my spirit. So,
So what's the title come from?
Yeah. So I was literally like just playing the songs. And of course, y'all know my history as far as Harvest, Season, stuff like that. My whole brand is Harvest Land and stuff like that. So God literally just dropped it in my spirit, the Greenhouse Project. And then like over the course of maybe 2 or 3 months, he started like developing like the meaning of it, and seeing like, as a person walking into the greenhouse, I explained it like this too. Like as a consumer, we're kind of focused on like the flowers, the fruits, the vegetables, like the flirt, you know what I'm saying? Like seeing the flowers, first. And as the laborer, you know what I'm saying, in the greenhouse, they see the blood, the sweat, the tears that it took. So people on the outside looking in, they were like, man, he just got here overnight, you know.
Okay.
But the worker, they see all the work that I, you know what I'm saying, put in, you know what I'm saying, all the nights that I stayed up late, the nights that I wasn't, you know, coming out there with my wife to eat dinner because I'm working on this song trying to finish it, you know what I'm saying? So the greenhouse project is just, you know, fitting all of that into one. And of course the versatility, like when you go into a greenhouse, you see a bunch of different flowers and stuff like that. And this album definitely shows my versatility and my growth as well. So
that's the question that came up when we were doing your line for line. I was like, wait a minute, Chris Brown. I thought you were rapping. So what made you decide to be that diverse to where you could go either way?
So it wasn't even like a conscious decision. Like I said, we were just creating stuff. And like the more I kept hearing these beats, I was like, man, I could do this on this one. Like I can come like this on this one. But I love just being that creative. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just in me already. So I just wanted to express myself in that way. And so being able to do it and execute, you know what I'm saying, what I heard, I was like, okay, yeah, I can actually see my growth now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, now I think it's time for the audience to see my growth as well. Yeah. So yeah.
So are you gonna let the project are you on to your next project or next single or whatever, or are you gonna let this project just like manifest like itself? Like
yeah, great question. So I definitely want to push this one, you know what I'm saying, like crazy. Definitely have songs in the clutch already. And some that didn't make the album, and I've been praying about like a deluxe. Yeah. So people have been asking for those. I was thinking about doing singles again, maybe like a few months down the road. Yeah. But they definitely asking for a deluxe, so we might do a deluxe.
Wow, that's dope, man.
All right, so I've been just waiting to talk about this. B. Simone.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that?
It was crazy, you know what I'm saying? So I had no idea how they heard my music, how they heard of who I am, none of that stuff. Yeah. One of my good friends from college, we were part of this dance group together, and his wife is one of their like what you call like their partners or whatever on Patreon. Yeah. So they get to see the content before it comes out. And so she had screen recorded it and showed it to him, and then they hit me up on Instagram like, bro, check this out, man. They shouting you out on B. Simone. I'm like, what? Man, what you talking about? So I started watching it, and they was like playing my song. Yo, that's me. You know what I'm saying? They playing my song right now. That's just crazy. And so I was hyped, but I couldn't say nothing until they released the video.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, that was crazy.
But then the Shade Room after that,
I don't even know how that happened.
Wow.
God is just like I said, as soon as I said yes, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I was obedient, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just took my hands off of it, God said, I got it. Yeah. Just trust me. Wow. You know? Yeah. And literally everything just started coming into play, you know?
But even your remix, and I don't remember talking about that, but just like your remakes getting the attention of the artist too as well. Yeah. So how was like that been going?
Crazy. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, so I did the Billie Eilish remix, and it was remixed, well, it was made by Armani White. Yeah. And so I did the remix, and like literally the same night, within like 20 minutes, he had commented and saw it, you know what I'm saying? Then you seeing like Chili from TLC start commenting on something. I'm like, yo, this is really insane. Like God is really, opening doors. Wow. And in my spirit, I kept hearing Infiltration, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was in Phoenix with Miles. We just did a show out there, and we just started talking, you know what I'm saying, just trying to, chop it up a little bit. Yeah. And I kept hearing that in my spirit. And something that he said just resonated with that as well. And then we was in Tampa, started talking about the same thing, and kept hearing it again, Infiltration. So I'm literally sensing and seeing the infiltration happening and occurring right now. So it's crazy.
Which is crazy because you're seeing the whole of y'all generation. Facts. Like people are moving and like y'all are getting embraced by the mainstream. Facts. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, like, because we've been in this for like a couple years, so I'm starting to see I said a couple years. I'm trying to be nice. So just to seeing that of y'all generation, but I think the reason why is because y'all work together. Yeah. You know what I mean? And a lot of our heroes from our era kind of, quote unquote, didn't really work together. They chopped it up behind the scenes, but they didn't really work. Yeah. But y'all are like really, and I think God is seeing that and like, okay, I can be behind that. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about what they said. What did you think about what they said? First of all, Christian hip hop artists are not single. All right. Are y'all single? Any of y'all?
Wifey was like, yo, homegirl,
is that true?
You need to fall back.
True? They corrected themselves during the thing. They were like, she probably watching and da-da-da. But is that true? Are all the Christian hip hop artists married?
I mean,
do you know anybody that's not married?
I think most of them are.
Most of the, I was about to say something. I ain't gonna say that.
There's a couple that come to mind, but I don't want to shout them out. Like,
What, single?
yeah,
They don't shout them out.
They don't deserve the shout out?
they might not want it. They might not want it out there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
I feel
Okay.
it.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Wait a minute, you don't want to be out there that you
I
single?
don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to find out.
Nah,
I don't think. Yeah, I'm saying I don't think that's the move. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no.
We should keep that under.
You don't want to throw that out there, because they might have a situation.
They might
Facts.
have a situation.
Or they may be in a situation.
True.
Yeah.
I just wanted to like for the young lady, because obviously there's young ladies that love the music and they
sure.
love the lives that they're seeing, right?
Yeah,
Obviously our
yeah.
wives love us some kind of way.
Yeah.
So
Some kind of way.
what do you say to them? I mean, like they're seeing something. They're seeing that God is moving. They
Yeah.
admire it. Well, what's your advice?
To that single lady.
Yeah.
That's a great question. I never got that one before. I would say be patient, you know what I'm saying? Just continue to see God, and I feel like the person that's meant for you is going to come along the line. It's just not me.
But what if they're all
feel
taken?
like that's
It
hard
seems like
to
they're all
say.
taken.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I
They
feel like
say
that's
that. I think the
hard.
ones that they want is taken.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not the one that God wants for them. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
there it is.
It's different. It's a difference.
That's the fight that we've been having for years.
Yeah.
Christian singles.
All right. You may have lost your spot on their podcast.
Yeah, we tried to give some.
Hey, I'm still coming.
We tried to give some young ladies in this space some encouragement, and
For
it was
sure.
kind of like weird because it was the three of us,
Right.
and then it was maybe like 7 or 8 of them, and it's like, how are we telling single women, like what to look for and what to look out for
True.
when we're 3 married men? You know what I'm saying?
You know
Like,
what to tell you. You know what to
Like-
say.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't date that guy.
No, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
but I'm
Tell you
saying
what
like
not to do, yeah.
I couldn't put myself in their shoes. Like
Yeah.
I was giving them advice that I wasn't sure
Facts.
was 100%
Right.
the right advice, because
I feel that.
I mean, I can go back to when I was single and the stuff I went through. I mean, I was anxious and,
Yeah.
worried about the time
Right.
and all that kind of stuff too. So
Right.
telling them not to worry, guys, got you.
Yeah, that's tough
You know?
to say.
Yeah.
For sure.
I will just say this: there are young men that are godly that are out there. So don't.
For sure. They ain't got to be a Christian rapper. For sure.
They don't have to be a Christian
They don't have
rapper.
to be a Christian rapper. They could be a deacon.
They could be a fan.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go back to like even before all this.
Okay.
What got you to start making music in the first place?
Man, so as y'all might know, I was a dancer first. I was in college. I had rededicated my life like during the watch night service, and got back to college. I told my crew, I was like, "Yo, we can still do this thing, but let's dance for God. Let's do that." And it was like, "Yeah, it sounds good." Nobody wanted to do it, so I just kept dancing for myself. But I didn't know of CHH at the time, so I was like, you know what? Let me just find instrumentals of whatever song is popping, and I'm gonna do remixes. So that's literally where I started, just doing these Christian remixes.
Oh, wow.
And I was doing it in college. It started catching on YouTube. I was like, maybe I can keep doing this thing and keep playing around with it.
When is college?
College.
You don't look older than us, bro. So you
Really?
good. You
Man, I don't even know what year I
You said-
graduated.
you
It's
said-
like
you said
it's like a
YouTube.
blur now.
You said YouTube,
YouTube,
too.
yeah.
So YouTube didn't get pop until like the late 2000s. So you good.
YouTube is what,
You
I
good.
mean- years ago?
Imagine saying 99. Imagine
So-
saying 2000.
I graduated college 2012.
You good.
bro. Come on now.
That sound old as a mug. I don't know, but yeah.
What
So, it sound old.
But like,
Why do your generation hate old being old?
See, the thing is,
Y'all not even that old.
I don't hate old because it comes with wisdom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I've definitely learned some things over the years. But you know what I'm saying? This is a young man's game in a sense.
Yeah.
And so people try to put you out before it's your time.
Got you.
You know, and
we ain't
I
going
just
nowhere.
don't.
We ain't going nowhere. Put it like this: based on the numbers that you gave,
Yeah.
you were in middle school when I was coming out of college. You were
Word.
in middle school when I was coming out
But
of
you
college.
look great for your age, man.
appreciate that,
Yeah,
man.
you know.
Don't lie to that, man. Don't lie to him. Don't lie to him.
I got 4 kids, so
Man,
I'll
praise
take
God.
It. I'll take it.
Hey.
I'll take it.
Man, that's awesome, man. So what do you see as next? Are you gonna stay on the daily grind? Are you planning to conquer any one particular social media network? Like, what's your favorite one?
Man, I'm really loving Instagram right now. You know what they did last year? They opened up the floodgates, pretty much. So for the longest, it's like Christian hip hop was like in this little box, and they finally started opening these little, gateways or whatever, and then certain people would start popping off. You know what I'm saying? So you had me, you had Miles, you had the one Keon. He's here tonight. You know what I'm saying? What today? And yeah, like just different people just started popping off like crazy. And so I feel like, you know, there's definitely like a space for it now, you know, where people are more receptive of it. You know what I'm saying? They want it. You know what I'm saying? They want clean music that sound fire, crazy beats. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're looking for right now.
That's right.
So IG for sure.
It's interesting because, I mean, the game is totally different. When we were coming up, it was released rarely.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Put everything you can into each release.
project.
Now it seems like if you take your time at all, you're punished. Like
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
punished
yeah,
completely.
yeah,
You gotta
Facts.
stay on people's neck constantly,
Yeah.
or they'll
Facts.
forget you.
Fact. That's what I'm saying. Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, like
It's
seriously,
facts.
like you may have posted the hottest song yesterday, and they like, "Where's
Facts. What's today? What's new?
what you got today?"
Right.
So, last question for you. You mentioned that you found out about this space after college, right?
Yeah.
Give us a grade of when you came into the space. Like, what would the grade have been when you were you like excited to find it?
And-
Were you like, oh, this is cool? Or
And what are you
like,
comparing
this
it to?
needs
So-
work.
All right, so look, so in high school, actually, one of my friends, he gave me a CD, so I've heard of it, but I didn't really, I wasn't tapped in all the way.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So I heard, was it The Truth? And
Okay.
trying to think who else I heard, because he gave me like a mixtape of a bunch of different people. And I heard of it, I was like, I ain't dancing to this, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to find something else. Not trying, no slight to them or nothing, but just in that time frame, I was on some Chris Brown, on some
Yeah,
Usher, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I was on that vibe.
Gotcha.
But like I said, in college, a grade, that's hard to give.
Who did you hear? So you said
A rating.
So he said he had a
Rating.
mixtape
Yeah.
in 2012.
and that was the
Nah,
first-
so in high school, that was like 2000 and maybe 8 or 7. I heard this mixtape.
Yeah, got you. Okay.
So that was yeah.
yeah.
So who did you hear that made you go, I could do that?
I don't think it was one person that I heard, you know what I'm saying? Because even growing up in church, I was raised in the church. We had deacons, you know what I'm saying, that was thinking that they could, you know,
Rap?
yeah, they might see this, so you did a great job. So it showed me,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, it was something, but the thing that showed me that I could do it was what I did for myself, you know what I'm saying, just doing the remixes, putting it out there, and seeing people actually liked it, you know, so
you.
that's just, that was
Now,
for me.
now the question is, do you think that's something that, because honestly, people have been doing that for
years, for sure.
So how do you think people are still being receptive of that? Because at one time it was,
it's corny.
it was like, yo, well, that's kind of whack, or it was like, yo, that was fire because the way you approached it different.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
how do you feel like about that part of it's still being taboo, but then also it could turn out corny, but it could also turn out fire? Like,
Facts. I think it depends on the artist. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
For me, I'm gonna try to approach everything differently. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Even if I'm on a feature, like they might have did it a certain way, I'm gonna do it, you know what I'm saying, my way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Still be present on the track, show myself or whatever. So the same approach for a feature is the same approach for a remix for me.
Gotcha.
Like I'm gonna just, try to tackle this mug. I might do what they did, but try to do it better.
Has anybody ever pushed back on you? Like, hey, don't do that. Don't do my song. Take that down.
Nah, I never really had that.
Because I think that's what was happening. What you said that made me think of
Tasha Cobbs.
Yes,
Tasha Cobbs and
Nicki Minaj.
No,
it was Tasha Cobbs
what's his name?
and
it was Break Every Chain.
Break Every Chain.
with,
But somebody rapped over, was it Gemstone?
Gemstones.
yeah.
Oh.
And she was like, yo, take that down. Take that down. So don't do
No,
her
I didn't
part.
know that. I won't. Okay.
She may be different now. She hanging out with Lecrae.
I don't know.
Used to.
Hey, it's a- we got a drop from
Honestly, don't
Tasha
know.
Cobbs. I've never played it yet, but
yeah,
we
we
met her
should.
before, so we'll see. Maybe she'll come in and explain
met her
why
But,
she did that.
but maybe he was trying to do it and monetize off of it, and she didn't get the
Okay, yeah, I feel that.
But I'm glad things are getting better. I think artists. It took a long time for them to realize that this is good for you.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah.
People redoing your stuff gets your
Facts.
music out to people who would have
Yeah,
never
Facts. And like I said, I don't really think I've gotten like any push because I've mostly done like secular flips and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But the ones that I have done as far as like Maverick City and stuff like that, they asked me to do it. You know what I'm saying? They reached out to us.
Oh wow.
known.
I
reason
think Keon
not
too,
to.
yeah. So they reached out to us
dope.
and asked us to do it. So
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
right.
It's different.
It's genius. It's genius.
Facts.
Doing a great job, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Good job. Tell them how to find you, how to support you.
Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram at official Mike Teezy. Same thing on TikTok. YouTube is Mike Teezy. Apple Music, Spotify, Mike Teezy, everything. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, let's get back into it. You in the field with the track stars, Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
It's time for the Entertainment Report with Jeremiah.
All right, man. It's Entertainment Report time. Let's get it going. All right, man. First off, we gotta but we gotta give our condolences. We had a few people pass away this week. First was the singer, actress, and activist Harry Belafonte.
That's right.
Classic actor, classic. I mean, he's a trailblazer and everything else, man. He passed away, they said, due to congestive heart failure. He was 96 years old, so our condolences to him.
Long life, 96.
Man. Yeah,
Something
96
like that.
crazy. And then also, and this is probably more our generation, Jerry Springer passed away.
Wait, what?
Known for his wild and crazy talk show of the 90s. He died of cancer, and he was 79 years old.
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know that. That's news to me. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I ain't know that.
Breaking news. All right. Also, this week, Domination 2023 lineup. Virginia's largest annual Christian rap concert is back. Domination 2023 is happening June 23rd, 2023 at 7 p.m. The year's lineup are Aaron Cole, Chastity, Bizzle, Scooty Wop, Miles Minnick, Dayton, and this man right here,
Yes, sir.
Mission, will be in the building. All right, man. So you go get your tickets at eventbrite.com. We're going to have people up there representing too, man. We everywhere. Trackstarz is everywhere. So just let's know that, Domination in the building 2023. So yeah, man, shout out to them. They do that every year, man. And shout out, and it's continue to grow and grow, man. So shout out to them, man. Remember last week when we talked about Chance the Rapper?
Yes, I do.
His wife has responded. So, Kristen Corley, his wife, had a few things to get off her chest while she used Maya Angelou quotes to help her out on IG. This is what she wrote in a passage. She said, "Most people don't grow up. It's too difficult. What happens is most people get older. That's the truth of it. They honor their credit cards. They find parking spaces. They marry. They have the nerve to have children, but they don't grow up." And the passage continues, "Not really. They get older, but to grow up costs the earth. It means you take responsibility for the time you take up, for the space you occupy. It's serious business, and you find out what it costs us to love and to lose, to dare and to fail, and maybe even more to succeed." And that's where it ended. It was like a passage from Maya Angelou. And then her caption on a post says, "I hope one day we all choose to grow up."
Yeah, I didn't understand
You think it was really about him? It's so vague.
The block was hot,
very
and
vague.
she was letting the siren go. You know what I'm saying?
So? It's if she didn't mean it, it was ill-advised because it does make you think she's talking about him.
But then also he responded with like a Bill Burr comic thing, like the comedian Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Like him talking about his wife. So I don't know, man. So prayerfully, everything's on the up and up, man. That's the prayer. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah.
Hey, man. Hey.
So
That's crazy.
yeah, that is. All right, man. Last story.
Don't do it.
God is Dope is being sued. The plaintiff in this case, Stephen King, if love is a drug, God is Dope, has filed a lawsuit against God is Dope. Y'all seen these shirts around?
Yeah, got it dope.
Yeah.
I bought a couple actually.
Yeah. So they're getting sued because of federal and common law trademark infringement and an unfair competition and false designation of origin. So let's give you a backstory. After medical and personal crisis, King wanted to share his faith that he felt got him through the tough times. To him, this is a spiritual growth and life-affirming change movement. He created the mantra, "If love is a drug, ... God is dope," and began to market T-shirts and other apparel bearing the phrase that was first used by the plaintiff, which is God is Dope, in 2012 on social media. 3 years before the defendant began their sales and marketing of clothing that trademarked the office. So they stated that it would cause a likelihood of confusion due to the name and the similar product. So that's what he's suing these folks for. So I mean,
So after all this time, you just gonna let the brand
Let me
blow
just
up?
wait till
Yeah, let me wait
Probably
till.
smarter though.
I mean, yeah, but
yeah, that's true.
But
Now they
I guess
got
the
bread.
question is, did you just say it on Instagram or did you actually just put
But,
a T-shirt out?
but if he owns the rights
Well,
to
yeah,
that,
what he's alleging is that through the trademark office, they were notified not to use it, and they did it anyway. Now, this story got
different.
dropped to us like anonymously. I don't know I don't know the truth about any of this stuff.
But it's online.
Alleged.
I saw it online. Like, but it happened.
Somebody
last year.
like dropped this on us. I don't know anything else about it. Don't know who the person was.
Yeah,
they just dropped it on us.
Because you've seen God is Dope everywhere. You know what I mean? And it's honestly competing with God Over Money.
Well, here's the thing. And do I want to talk? Yes, I do. So God is Dope. I just met some of these guys too. God is Dope. When it started, we had a lot of beef with them because they were kind of more on the fear of God type tip, where it wasn't Christian at all. They were throwing parties in Atlanta, half naked girls, all that kind of stuff, and they were kind of making money off the church in a way. And then they kind of switched up at some point where it seemed more just legitimately Christian. So I don't know.
I mean, we're not the first to say that. I've heard other people say, "Yo, you know, God is Dope ain't a Christian organization." I don't know why y'all. So I've heard people say that. Yeah. So
we'll see.
All right, man. Comment section. Donatello and LD John case closed. Marcus Anthony self-titled. Triple Lee at the cross single. George Rose and Not Clyde. No skip singles. Miles Minnick. CJ Emulous, thank you, brother. NK4, One Eye single. YP, aka Young Paul, Asylum Tier single. Jack of Soul, Paid in Full single. DK GK, Montana single. Portia Love, Be Nice single. Childlike CC, Stay Lit Up single. And 99 Apex, Breathe single. And of course, if you want to hear some more dope Christian hip hop, gospel rap, Christian rap, our Milk playlist, and for everybody out there that love that Christian R&B, urban gospel, we got y'all too, the Feel Good playlist. And y'all want to push anything, man?
Man, the Greenhouse Project.
What y'all got?
I dropped a single 2 weeks ago called "Do It Alone." So
Do It Alone.
Yeah, it's on the playlist.
Yes, sir.
Shoot, I dropped a single yesterday called "Way Did It Go."
Okay,
check it out.
Yeah, there we go.
That's what's up. Good stuff.
And that's it for me, man.
All right, so let's do this. Let's take a break. We'll be coming right back to talk about Bizzle's new project. So stay tuned.
What's going on? It's your girl Angie Rose, and if you didn't know, you're La Familia, and you're in the field with the Trackstarz.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz. Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Was good.
All right, for all things Trackstarz, make sure you go to trackstarz.com. Follow us on Instagram, like the Facebook page, and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
All right, Bizzle just dropped a new album, Lightwork 3.
Yeah.
So we're going to dissect that today.
Fire.
Bizzle, man, one of the greats. There's a lot of controversial songs on here. I listened to him like, yo, because Bamboozle, we dissected a while back. So and he's kind of coming at Christian artists who left CHH. So we're gonna go through it. We're gonna go through it.
That was the joint with him and Flame. That thing is truth.
Flame had a great verse on that too.
That was true. Crew or something posted something.
Oh yeah. So what did you guys think? What'd you guys think?
Man, I love the project.
You did?
I do, because there's a lot of, first of all, you know, Bizzle does it just as well as anybody can in mainstream. So to keep up with the sound of today, the project definitely hit on that. But there was some, man, Bizzle is so versatile that you can just hear so many different vibes from him in one project. So, you know, there was the fast joints that I like, you know, I thought were fast at least. And then there was one, I believe it was Like You, that I was like, yo, that is just the Summer Ride 2 song right there. Definitely like the joint Can't Wait with Bizzle and Monster Tarver. Monster Tarver, man, meeting him was really, really cool. Yeah, it was really, really cool because, you know, I'm sitting there and he's telling this story. And he's like, yeah. So, you know, it's to wrestle. Now I rap. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That's you know, that's real interesting.
Big jump.
But and then you hear him, he's like, oh.
Yo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Animated with it.
Facts.
I said he's animated with
it.
Yeah.
He's a
dope.
good rhymer too.
Yeah, he's good.
Chorus man gotta, you know, I go with D1. Yes.
D1 killed
him
that
and
verse,
D1
too.
joint is hard.
And then I really like the Never Be with Bizzle and Flame. And I like the joint for real with One Time Paris Chris. So there was, I mean, every song on here I liked. I just didn't rank them in order, but I'd say the ones I just mentioned are the ones that stand out to me the most. Like, oh yeah, that's definitely my jams.
What you think, bro?
I think I gotta get used to this type of Bizzle. I mean, I know he's been on this wave for a while, but I just get used to it because I'm so used to when the Parables, and his album The Good Life, and those. But now he's more melodic and he's more like you're saying, doing what the time's doing, and he's doing it good. So, but I like the joint with him and D1 that joint went hard. Him and Flame were hard. Him and Brian T was good too. He had a good project, man, and I like the balance of it. It's a balance, you know what I mean? But I just getting used to him because I'm so used to God Over Money being the spitters of CHH. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so,
true.
So for me to get used to him doing I'm gonna say the Drake thing, but just like the vibe thing. Yeah.
But the thing is, and for him, I know he respects Eminem just because I love Eminem's rhyme pattern. I think he does too.
Yeah.
He still infuses it with great flow patterns and deep lyrics. So even though it feels a little vibier, you could tell he's still spitting like it's great.
He's still doing his thing. So like I said, I do love No L's. The fact that he got Fat Man Scoop to me is just
iconic feature, man.
Yeah, that's dope.
It is.
And he in the video, and he got on a God Over Money hoodie. It's just so dope, man.
Yeah,
I'm from New Jersey, so growing up, Fat Man Scoop was one of those people that, him mixing in different things and stuff. So when I saw that, I was like, yo, and it worked. It's not like it don't work.
It sounds good.
It worked. So
Hook was good.
Yeah,
everything was
dope.
good on that.
So that's dope. And then here's a question: is the gospel is that something that he's just continued to do for project to project? Because I remember,
I think so.
Because he had another project where he had that same kind of that song. I don't know if that song was amazing, but overall the project was a good project. I heard it and it was very good. So, do you think? But here's a question: do you think he's coming down on the controversy? I mean, Bamboozle was the one we talked about, but do you think it's still like him coming down on it? Because we know Bizzle because the controversy of...
it's less controversial now?
That's what I'm saying. Do you think he's dying down on it?
Did you hear Bamboozle?
Bamboozle was very controversial.
But what I'm saying like, I remember at one time, if anybody said anything about the faith, he was defending it. And now it's like, you know what I'm saying? Even with Joyner Lucas last thing.
I remember that one.
He was like, I'm not responding to that. The second one. You know what I mean? And maybe because he talked to him or I don't know, but...
Maybe, yeah.
But I just felt like he's more reserved than he used to be. Because he used to be like...
I just think this song is...
Bamboozle was
he responded to everybody on this.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I'm saying in the culture-wise, when somebody says something stupid or not stupid, but like somebody says something against the faith, he normally goes in. And now he's been more laid back about it. Like he's picking and choosing.
Which ones are you talking about? You're talking about Jay-Z. You're talking about Macklemore. What are the other big ones that he
did? One with Nicki. I remember one time he pleaded with Nicki on a mixtape. Like he rapped over "Devil Is a New Dress" by Kanye, but it's like a while ago. And then he did one. Of course, recently was the Joyner Lucas one. But then like you see the obvious of different people and how they approach Christianity. And he's been like okay. I'm gonna give this person grace, and then I may do something.
I just don't think he did it that often to say that he's not doing it anymore. I mean, unless you want him to like.
No, I don't want him to do anything. I just feel like I'm
start a
asking.
YouTube channel like
no, I'm
no.
I'm asking him. I'm just saying. I'm saying to y'all, do you think he's pulled back a lot than like he used to?
No,
his whole camp's controversial.
No,
you look at what Monster Tarver be doing. Like they'll post like a trans like thing, and then they'll do a rap to it.
Oh yeah, dating. I've seen that with dating.
With Monster Tarver.
Yeah.
So his whole
they
camp,
all doing it.
Yeah. Monster Tarver's
so maybe he's letting them speak for him more than him doing it.
He the face of it.
I just don't know. Like he's done it maybe 5 times total.
I think he's done more than 5.
I don't know. But to me, Bamboozle just touches on so many things. I mean. He probably covered 5 different people you're talking about in that one song.
That's true.
And then the joint with Flame, where he's basically talking about everybody else in Christian hip hop.
Now, do you think that was needed?
I think it was. First, I want to say thank God for all the people who have stuck it out with Christian hip hop, have stayed faithful to their calling, haven't like all the things he said in the song. Like you're basically, it didn't work out for me, so I'm switching teams. I'm not claiming no more. It's really it's a bad look to start out saying that you love Jesus and all of a sudden now you don't, now you're not down. Now, like, so what is it for then? Like, why'd you start?
Right.
So I do think it needed to be said, not just to shame the people who have done it, because we pray that they come back one day, but to just congratulate the people who have stuck it out, even without all the fame and the success that they could have gotten. Bizzle could be a huge artist if he did what he's saying other artists did. Like if he just said, screw y'all, I'm doing this, he would be a huge. because he has a tongue, like he has a pen that he's sharp. So if he wanted to use it for the world, I mean, he'd be all over the place, right? Yeah. It'd be like a 50 style thing if he wanted to. Yeah. But congratulations to everybody who has been in this for years and years and years. No, seriously, like he said, I can't remember the word he used in there, but like, round of applause to him, because a lot of these people go, they quietly retire without any fanfare. Yeah. I'm thinking about what's our guy? What's his name? D-Mob. Yeah. D-Mob was such a staple in our lane, and now he's doing something else, and it's like we don't say, yo, good job, bro. Like he stood up for God his whole run.
I mean, he still is. I mean, he got that good clothing, good brand, good brand clothing, and he's still a believer. But I think what they were talking about was like, these people are like shaming us,
but I'm
and
like,
then they left.
Forget them. I'm congratulate the people who didn't. Congratulate the people who didn't, who stuck it out, who don't get all the fanfare. Like that. That's incredible.
Who dropped the pen and was still in the They put their pen down and they were still rapping about the faith. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's been people who have put their all in. They didn't get all the fame and the acclaim. Yeah. They've quietly retired, and it's like they didn't get any flowers. You know what I'm saying?
True. Yeah.
So it's just take time to make sure the people who stuck it out, they didn't get millions of dollars for what they did, but they gave their all to their career, and now they're doing something else, maybe in the church or whatever. Man, good job, bro. Like, good job to all the young men and women who did that.
But it's so funny. It's like, it's so many roads that people pave. Like when we first started, like in that time frame of rappers and Christian rappers that are, maybe they're not in the faith no more, or maybe they're like pastoring, or they just have their own business or whatever that people just don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Like when we have those conversations, when we look back, like I think I looked at our old top 10 hottest Christian MCs list that we used to do, and some of those people ain't even here no more, but some of them are, and some of them that still record music and everything, they may feel overlooked. They may feel like, man, I've been putting it down since the 2000s, and people just. I'll be at Flavor Fest and people don't know who I am, could care less. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I know what you're saying. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that the people that are coming to the space that are new just hadn't heard of them. Yeah. And it's up to us to remind them and introduce them to those folks. So.
Yeah. But good job. Sounds really good. Congratulations to everybody involved. All the features killed it. They stepped up. Great job.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back into it. You in the field with the track stars, Ryan Wright, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Yo, what up? This is Triple D, a.k.a. Dayton, representing God Over Money and the Menace Movement, and you're in the field with the track stars.
Yeah, back in the field with the track stars, Ryan Wright, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Was good.
All right, this segment is sponsored by Nectar Distro. Make sure you get your music out to the world, man. Don't play. Go ahead and sign up today. $19.99 for the full year. You get an opportunity to have your music played on over 200 plus digital outlets. So go ahead, check it out today. NectarDistro.com. All right.
All right. So this is one that Ryan, you actually wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And you have some stories that were really interesting. Mm-hmm. But we watched Dear Mama on Hulu. It's the Tupac documentary. Mm-hmm. It's basically about him and his mom.
Yeah.
And it's really well done, actually. I think.
It is.
Did you learn anything?
Oh, yeah. I learned a lot. There's a lot about his mom that I didn't know that shaped his background into who he became. So,
well, you made some pretty outlandish comments.
Why you always gotta say
week
that? Why did you say I had some theories?
One of NF's songs was bigger than or better?
No. I like
better than Dear Mama.
Okay. So
greater.
So I like the Dear Mama song,
puts
but
it to shame. I think.
He was a football
fan though.
He said NF Mama song was better than Dear Mama.
Yeah, because I like the way he was projecting his song to his mother.
But now you think what?
So what now?
You think what now?
So I mean, definitely Tupac's had a bigger impact for sure. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, for me, I love the fact that he has changed his whole opinion of his mother, and is now looking at it like, no, mom's talking to me from heaven. Like,
I think that kind of happened with Tupac too. I mean, his mom said he forgave her. Yeah. I mean, he had to forgive her.
Oh yeah, he went through a lot with her.
So I thought it was powerful, man. Here's some of the things I didn't know. Mm-hmm. I didn't know he lived in Atlanta.
Yeah, I did. I've been to his house.
I didn't know that.
And I haven't been to his house. I been to his house. Like he was building one.
Okay.
In over off of South Atlanta before he passed.
Wow.
But it's still up, still over there. Like it was vacant for years, probably like 7-8 years. It was vacant.
Yeah. So
It's
I didn't
huge.
There was a museum here for Tupac. There's a Tupac museum here. I've been there before.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I didn't even know Atlanta had anything to do with it.
yeah, he got a statue and everything in front of it.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
a lot of his origins, I didn't know exactly how it all started with Digital Underground and just hearing his younger interviews when he was still in high school,
Yeah.
he basically sounded exactly the same, just a little bit more innocent.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Still same.
I would
passion,
say pure.
A little more pure.
pure.
Yeah.
Pure.
He was talking about a girl that he liked and she rejected him for some
Yeah.
reason. You could tell.
He's
he
like,
was
I'm a
hurt.
nice guy. I want to be
Yeah,
a
he was
nice
like-
guy,
and-
but then
he was like all his friends. He was trying to be different than all his
Yeah.
friends who were
Yeah.
kind of dogs.
Yeah.
And he said when she rejected him, he was
became
like,
a
I'm gonna just
dog.
do like
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And that was like the bad guy origin
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
But I always said this, man. I think what the documentary is showing me is that I think we so hype Death Row Tupac that we don't show enough love to Interscope Tupac. Because Interscope Tupac was more like political, was more thought provoking, was more that. Whereas All Eyes on Me and Machiavelli was like, I'm on a war tour of revenge and I got to get everybody who got me. You know what I'm saying? But when you look back on those other projects, he was still more. I always felt like he was like a mixture of Public Enemy and NWA a little bit, but he was more like Public Enemy, where it was like more political and more
was
like
definitely
thoughtful
more
and more caring
conscious.
about black people.
Yeah.
And then like even his speeches that he was giving, when people was like, "Yo, man, you need to watch your mouth," he's like, "I don't care."
Yeah, I don't
he was
give a
going,
F.
yeah.
Oh man, that one speech he was giving when they were like, I guess he was at the Nation,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Do not cuss."
And you could tell the guys were like,
They were terrified in the back.
But he was calling them on their stuff. Like he was like, Latasha got shot in the back, and y'all didn't do nothing.
Yeah,
y'all
trying to-
playing games.
you know, who has the best dashiki.
Yeah, and he went at the
Yeah.
NAACP too.
Yeah. So he always had like a brash. Even when he's wrong, he just sound right. You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of how Tupac was.
I think you got to start off by like setting the narrative of his mom being one of the
Black Panther.
Black Panthers with a voice. Like she
Yeah.
wasn't just
she was in there.
in the crowd.
Yeah.
She was on the front lines.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think even when you look at that part of how he felt, how they treated her when she started doing drugs, like they left him alone. He was angry about you seeing that my mother was on the front line and y'all didn't do nothing to help her, and she was cracked out, and y'all just left me, who's supposed to represent the future of this, alone. You know what I mean? So I'm angry. I'm angry at the system, and I'm angry at y'all too.
Yeah.
So
I the other thing that stood out to me is it's very pro Tupac documentary, right? It's, it's definitely on his side. Because even they're like, because his mom basically said, I want you to show everything, the good and the bad, right?
Yeah.
But they're showing the bad, but it's definitely but Tupac is, so it's very pro Tupac.
Yeah.
Definitely trying to clean up the history of the Black Panthers. It's very pro Black Panthers. So if you watch it, just know it is very pro. But I mean, it's honest though. I would say most of it is pretty honest. It does kind of seem to kind of glorify his kind of bad attitude sometimes.
Oh yeah,
like they're kind of bragging about that he kind of shot some cops.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Bragging about that.
yeah.
Seem to be a little braggy about that, right?
But there was a lot about his history of violence that seemed like they tried to make it. Oh, that's like was interesting to me was how they talked about two different sides of him, right? Yeah. And how close family members were like, "Yo, that was not two different sides of Pac. Pac was everything that we say he is." But then you hear the bodyguards and other folks in the testimonies is like, "Yo, nah, he was out there. Seemed like he had multiple personality disorder."
I would say this, and it's going to sound shocking to people, but I felt like he was the savior for black people. And that's the why he shot those cops, because he was like they didn't do anything to him particularly, but he saw a black person get misjustice and was like, I need to go do something about that.
Yeah.
So, Mission, you said you knew a little bit about Tupac. So I want to know if you know what, because I thought I did too. What do you know about how he started? Because he started as a dancer, right? He was kind of like backup.
Sure. Yeah.
What do you know about that whole story on how he got started?
I mean, I didn't know he was a dancer. I knew he was into like acting. He went
acting
school. He went
ballet.
to like
He did
art
ballet.
school or something like that. I know he spent time in the Bay.
Yeah.
With like U40. So that's kind of more because I was born in '89. So like I seen
saw some of it happen.
Some of it. I was younger, but
he was a baby.
Yeah, it was a baby. But Pac was so old, bro.
High school when Pac got hit.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was in high school too when he got killed.
Not me.
I was like, wait a minute, yes you were.
Yeah, I'm in middle school. I was in the 6th grade.
Yeah, it was close. I was on the
last
line.
year, 8th grade.
8th grade, yeah.
8th grade, yeah.
But yeah, so to me it was just surprising. Just some of the details, like it's it's well done, like it's crafted really well. I thought
one thing I seen when because my wife was watching, I haven't watched it yet, but it was a part where he was in court, and he was saying how like they were saying how he like moved the whole court, I mean the judge and everything by like what he said or something like that. So I thought
that's
that
a viral clip that's going around right now.
You know what's funny in my household? My wife was watching a documentary, and my wife was like, "Okay, she didn't really know Tupac like that, like as much as I knew about him, but she was like, okay, cool." And then she was like, "Yeah, he seemed like a okay guy, like this, that, and the other." And I was like, "Have you seen Hit 'Em Up though? Like, have you seen the video? Have you heard the words? Like I think personally, and I had this conversation with Jeremiah before, that Hit 'Em Up video is probably the worst I've ever heard. Like as far as violence goes, as far as like the stuff you say about people and how you want to take revenge. And then my wife saw that and she was like, "Oh, okay, he was, So, and I hate to say it, but it's not really about how you start; it's how you finish. And that Hit 'Em Up video was released 2 months before he died. So it was like that was the last real image you had of him. Yeah. That didn't get cleaned up, So I mean, then the night of when he was jumping somebody.
Yeah, that's true. I think the thing was he was trying to clean it up because I've seen like they were saying one of his next releases was called One Nation, where it was like him with a lot of like rappers from the East Coast that wasn't like affiliated with Bad Boy and nothing like that, but just like Boot Camp Click, Fat Joe, and producers from the East Coast. So he was trying to clean up those image of his perspective because people thought he hated New York and was like he didn't hate New York. He just he had problems with people from New York. Yeah. So I just think that like you said, but I think people didn't get a chance to see his turning thing. That's why that's why I said in the beginning it felt like that's why I was like I always felt like Interscope Tupac was better than Death Row Tupac because Interscope Tupac felt like I got a voice to say. I want people to know the struggle of Black America. I want people to know the struggle of what young black men are going through right now in the 90s. And you could tell what he was saying that by that interview he had on that talk show about like how to get out those frustrations and really talk about those issues. But when he went to Death Row, it felt like all those issues were out the window and it's now to be on his gangster stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because before he was, the Thug Life album, Strictly for My Tupacalypse Now, and then even Me Against the World, he still had those elements, but it was more like political, West Coast political rap, and like I gotta tell y'all what's going on. But then All Eyes on Me was just a little bit different, than what he was putting out, in my personal opinion.
Did y'all hear the song? It was a song that a guy released. It said Tupac had to die.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So it was a guy from L.A.
Who
was like
Glow's
the nephew or something like that of the guy who killed him.
Yeah.
And he was saying Pac was pretty much in some stuff that he shouldn't even.
Yeah.
I thought about it when you said he jumped the guy. Like that wasn't even Tupac's, situation. It was because somebody got jumped outside of a
chain was stolen.
Some chain was stolen and got jumped, so they seen him. And it was like Pac retaliated, and that's why he got killed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or something that he even really had nothing to do with.
Yeah.
But it's because of the affiliation with Death Row, being, in the West Coast politics and stuff like that.
So, I heard about that too, where the guy that did it, that they were saying affiliate who jumped, ended up killing him. But the thing was that he had to get back because because he from the hood and they heard about that. It was like, yo,
you let a rapper
let that happen, and it was like
real gangsters.
Yeah, so I think you just got caught up in he just got caught up, man. And I think at the age is like you want money, you want power, you want to be feared in the industry, and he thought getting with these people would give him that power and stuff.
I remember reading something. Once I started watching the documentary, I started going down this rabbit hole where I started looking up things on YouTube, and you can't trust everything you hear, but there was people close to him that were telling stories about him. They just said he was always looking to take on somebody. Like no matter what it was, he wasn't afraid of anybody, but he was looking to take on somebody. But he had also told one of his bodyguards that, I'm not going to be here by the time I'm 25. Yeah. He was like, because the life I'm living is so reckless, somebody's going to get me, And so, so when I was like listening to Hit 'Em Up, and I was like, yeah, that's you're going to make a lot of people want to come after you after that. Like, that was just crazy. But then when my wife was just like, I can't believe he really said those things. And I'm like, yeah, he put it out there like, I'm going to make sure your kids don't grow. Like, it's crazy stuff he's saying, in that video.
So what do you say to young men that look up to Tupac? Because a lot of people love Tupac's bravado and all that kind of stuff. Because to me, it comes off very dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of people look up to it like, oh, I want to be like that. Yeah. So what's the... If Tupac was still here, I don't know what I would say to him to get him to realize that, man, this same passion for God, you would change the whole world.
Yeah.
I think he felt like he was, but it's just it's off. It's just off. Like, how do you fix that?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I think the thing is your passion for God and your passion for him. He probably was feeling that God was giving him the passion for his people. Yeah, and talking about African American, like to speak for them. But I think it just got lost in the sauce when he got caught up with Death Row. And I mean, I'm sure they're going to talk about it because, like I said, I only got the 2 because I know it's coming out with But I'm sure I want to see how they talk about it even. And you got to give credit. This is a side note. Credit to the guy that's directing it because allegedly Tupac got him beat up. You see that part?
Yeah.
Like I couldn't direct nothing.
No.
Nah, well,
you got some dudes to stomp me out. I don't know if I could do that because they turned the camera on him. Like, all right, like you talk about it because he was like Tupac didn't beat me up, but 10 other of his friends did. Like,
yeah, but it's also
that's crazy.
It's also fame, notoriety.
Watch this. It's crazy.
Fame, notoriety, and a check in that too.
The reason why we wanted to talk about it because it reminded us of Genius, the Kanye documentary. So it's like, man, this seems like the next big documentary of a person.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think going back to talk about what you're saying is I think people got to understand that your passion for God can be on that level as well, but it's going to look very different right now when you got people they're passionate about race, they're passionate about sexuality, they're passionate about different things, and it's now when you're talking about Jesus and you're saying like you're going against the grain because everything else is normal. You know what I'm saying? Like it's normal to be passionate about your race. It's normal to be passionate about your sexuality. It's normal to be passionate about whatever you're passionate about. But when you say I'm passionate about Jesus and take a stand on it, that looks like an alien. So it's like you got to understand you can still have that passion, but then also I think for him that how do you present? I think his environment turned him into certain things. You get what I'm saying? Like when you talking about his environment with his friends, he sounded like us. Like I want to be with one girl. I want to be But then when you get him around that environment and he's seeing like that's not working to be the nice guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that's one of those things where you gotta say put people in the right environment and see if they blossom and become that rose out of concrete.
All right, let's do this because I want to have time to talk to Mission and one Keon. So let's take a break right now. You in the field with the Track Stars, Ryan Wright to Sean Tanner and DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
You guys know all about the official Trackstarz Universe. So if you'd like a free Trackstarz t-shirt, yes, as well as free merch, discounts, and exclusive content, and of course, direct access to your favorite radio host, then this is for you. Make sure you go to trackstarz.com/official. That's trackstarz.com/official.
All right, back in the field with the Track Stars, Ryan Wright to Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah was good.
All right, make sure you go to trackstarzwithaz.com and check out the swag, man. Check out the merch that we have.
I'm sorry. We are.
The swag.
Check out the swag. I was like, what?
Check out the drip,
You don't see Jerry over there dripped out? You see that?
hat, shirt.
That blue I can't even describe because it just came off of a color chart. Sean doing this thing on there, man. Y'all make sure y'all.
You can go on the website and pick the color you want of your
Sean, you got the
t-shirt.
shoes on? You don't have the shoes on? No, yo, I'm getting the Trackstarz shoes.
The Universe One's coming soon.
I don't know who this is going to help, but the next time you see me, I'm rocking those Trackstarz shoes, man.
We got Trackstarz sneakers, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go crazy.
High top too.
Swag, you done?
I'm done. Jeremiah completely killed
I'm sorry, man. That just threw me off. That threw me off.
Oh man. So I wanted to get to talk to Mission and one Keon, man. So Mission, talk to him about how you started, just in case they don't know you, and how you got to where you are right now.
As far as Christian hip hop, I started doing Christian hip hop. I think in high school I was doing both Christian hip hop and secular hip hop at the same time.
Oh. Jesus.
Yeah, super.
Let's talk about that.
Hey, thanks for coming to the
super double life.
The Holy Spirit was like,
Nah, it was just I kind of told a story, but I left out some stuff last night, and what I realized. But so there was this choir director at my school, and he was saying, "Hey man, we need some people to do like a Christian verse to like a, to one of our songs." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a Christian," and he was like, "Oh, I couldn't tell." You know what I'm saying? So I was, I think I was 16, 17 at the time. But it's weird because I was going back and forth from Mississippi to California,
Oh, wow.
like since I was like 9 years old, and in that I developed like this double like kind of life, like to where when I was in California, I was kind of going to church, but then I was in Mississippi, I was in the streets.
Oh, wow.
So like in high school, like that was kind of like, I was in high school, I was kind of like, hanging with the wrong crowd or whatever. Then I go to youth group, and then, I'm good over there. You know what I'm saying?
Did anybody ever catch you like doing anything that was like somebody in your church was like, "Yo, bro, what are you doing?" Like,
nah, cause it was literally totally like, cause it was on the other side of town.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was never. Yeah, nobody ever caught me because it wasn't like I was like really wilding like that, but like I was clearly a Christian, like, at youth group, and then while I was, at school, I was doing whatever I wanted to do.
Gotcha.
So like I said, the guy asked me, and when he asked me, he was like, "Yeah, I couldn't tell that you was," and that hit me at a young age, and like that's when I started. I was like, I'm gonna just stop being fake and just do all Christian hip hop music, and I've been doing it ever since. So that's how I got started. I wouldn't say I was really saved yet. I would say, what I'm saying, like I was just kind of going through the motions. And then, when I had my daughter, that's when I started taking just life in general more serious.
Yeah.
And then I kind of, my relationship with God just developed through that. And I just kind of stuck with it. Like, I'm a dude, like, once I start something, I'm not really going to switch up,
For the people that want to go down the rabbit hole, what was your secular name? Go back, check that music out.
Remission.
Yeah, remix. No, I didn't have no. I was just going by tone, like, and when I like trying to find a name. And just Mission, like, the guy just gave me the name Mission. I didn't like it at first, and because it didn't make sense, and I was just like, so I went back to Tone, and then I was like, so Tone stood for the opportunity never ends, and I was like, that is trash. But I rocked with it. I rocked with it for a second, and I was like, nah, that ain't it. And then I was like, I don't know. So I was just going by Tone. And then this youth pastor, I was doing a show, and then he didn't know my rap name. Right. So he was like, give it up for Young Antonio. And I was like, that don't work. That's not going to work.
Young Antonio, wow.
Young Antonio was horrible. So the guy gave me the name Mission, and I stuck with it. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to just stick with it. And I just started making it sound cool. Big Mish, you know what I'm saying? Mission, like, and people like it now, but it's still, it's just something I'm just
So how did you get to RPSMG? How did you get with them?
So I was doing, just putting out music, not really getting nowhere with it. And then I put out this one song, and that Justin Goss, JG, he used to be on RPSMG. He heard it and he liked it. It wasn't like he was like big or anything. He just liked it, and we connected. Gotcha. And then like he was like, "Hey, I'm starting this group called RPSMG. Oh wow! Like I want you to be a part of it." And then that's when I met Kenny KAG, and me and KAG kind of had our own relationship like on the side. And then, because it wasn't supposed to be KG at first. It was just supposed to be me, Brandon, and Excellence, and JG.
Yeah.
But me and Kenny connected, and I was like, nah, we need to have this dude on as well.
Yeah.
So Justin was kind of like the first person that introduced me to like Brandon and Excellence, and then we kind of just all kind of married in a sense.
Did anybody check y'all on that Starting 5 video? Like when y'all first dropped that joint? Because y'all was cripped up. Y'all was blued up.
Nah, no. I mean, we did put a disclaimer at
I know.
We was like low-key wilding. But the video didn't make no sense either because we was trying to act like we was in the 90s.
Oh, got you.
But we was playing 2K like 20-something. Like how we in the 90s playing 2K. But nobody. I mean, I think when we first came out though, like I think people were shocked. Like we cocky, we got all of that type of stuff. Y'all not really Christian artists. Y'all, we got all of that. Somebody called us bubblegum rappers. I ain't gonna say the name.
What? Jesus.
But yeah.
Somebody in the space?
Somebody in the space called us bubblegum rappers. Yeah.
And you still work with them to this day?
No, I've never worked with them.
Oh, okay. You gotta tell us off.
And when y'all say y'all okay, that'll make sense.
Yeah.
They called us bubblegum rappers. So yeah, it was.
Well, do you feel like that was because of Black Knight and what he was kind of putting out? Because I mean, headphones were on, and he had like more partier type stuff. Do you think that was because of?
I think. I don't know, man. I think when we first came out, we just sold like our sauce, and like when we was on stage and stuff like that, like it was so different, and it wasn't like we was kind of. I think we was like on the tail end of the theology rap. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Yeah.
So like, I think people were still holding on. So when they seen us, it was like. Nah, what the heck is this?
Y'all kind of came in on the social club era.
Yeah. Actually, we came up with social club because social club, like we did like shows, a couple shows with them.
Gotcha.
Even with Torrin Wells, like when he was on Royal Taylor.
Yeah.
So like we did a show with them. We did like 3 shows with Social Club.
Wow.
And then
because he got a dope record with them. Black Knight, I think it's called King. It was a dope record. Yeah. I remember that joint.
So one Keon, I want to get your story too, man. Let them hear you.
Okay, so with music, I was like in college making secular music. It wasn't nothing too crazy, just like trying to be like a
now we gotta go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
What could people find?
Nah, you can't find it. You can't find it. I took it down. I took it down. You can't find it. No.
I made sure.
I got it. Nah, you can't find it. But I was high one time just walking on the street, and guy like gave me a vision that in the future I was gonna be a Christian rapper, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing that, But for some reason I felt kind of convicted. For some reason I felt kind of convicted though, so I was like, you know what? Maybe later.
The stuff Cat Williams talked about.
Nah,
Jesus,
this is super delicate.
Yeah,
Christian rapper after weed.
It happened.
I'm sorry, bro.
It was real for me. But
I believe in you.
No, that's real. Yeah, that's real.
So I was like, maybe I'll do it later, after I blow up as a regular rapper. Because back then, I was like, in my mind, I was like, I got to get a video on World Star, and then it'll just go crazy.
Ooh, wait, pause on that.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of other artists feel that way? I'm after I blow up, then I'll go back to Jesus.
Probably, yeah. It's probably some.
That's
so
interesting.
I can't be the only one that thought that. Like,
that's interesting.
It's probably
yes.
So when did what was it that you saw that like God's telling you to do this and was like obedient to it and say, okay, God, I'm gonna legitimately do this?
Yeah. So it was like a few months later. I had this crazy experience. Weed was involved, of course.
Okay.
And I felt like
Greenhouse.
Yeah.
Connection.
That's why he's on the.
Nah, he's the first one to hit it. Greenhouse. He's on the first track. Go ahead, man.
But for some reason, like I really enjoyed being high back then. Like I felt like it was like unlocking my mind and making me a better person. But I started feeling like demons were touching me and stuff. So my wife, she wasn't my wife then, but she was my girlfriend back then. She told me to like call my granddad. My granddad picked me up. And we sat in the parking lot of Chick-fil-A. That's another reason why Chick-fil-A great. We sat in the parking lot of Chick-fil-A.
You got the munchies?
No. I wasn't high when he picked me up. But then he told me the gospel and everything, and I believed in Christ for like the first time, like for real. Even though I had been in church all my life. But I really believed that night. And like, it was like the Holy Spirit met me in the car. Like everything just lit up. It was great. And he invited me to church like that following weekend. And when we was leaving church, he was like, that rap that you're doing, you should start doing that for God. And from that day forward, like I went home, I made a mixtape, I dropped it. So I was in college, so I'm pushing that out on Twitter. I'm trying to tell everybody about Jesus. So that's where it started for me.
So did you go through the TikTok, Instagram as well? Like, did you start putting? Because he said that earlier that you were putting stuff out.
Yeah. So last year, Instagram went crazy for me as well. I was doing remixes of Gyra with Maverick City. I did several remixes by them, and they was posting it. Yeah. It was going crazy on social media last year.
Sure. Yeah, I think what you said is super powerful. There's a lot of people who grew up in church that need to get saved.
Yes.
That need to get saved. And I think a lot of people believe they just, they just Christians from birth. And it's like, no, you're not, bro. No, you're not. You got to decide. So
grandmama was Christian.
That's powerful.
And I got baptized as like a 5-year-old or something like that.
Yeah.
And I still didn't know Jesus.
Wow. That's powerful.
That's right.
People need to hear that, man. Wow. Well, thank you guys for sharing that. Let's get back into it. You in the field with the track stars, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Now, I'm in the field with Trackstarz right now. I had a blessed time. Hopefully you guys are listening. If you're not, then you're losing.